All right, it is that time. Collection update video for 2023. Got a lot of new pieces in here, a lot of rare pieces now. Lots of new stuff. Got some Beto Metalli, some full ones piece, one full ones piece. Lots of new stuff to look at. So we're gonna get started. Let's get started over here on the left with the figure I've already reviewed prior, but there's a lot of new stuff in this video, so stay tuned. So we have over here my Pretty Woman Leatherface setup. This figure is really well done. The body is done by Sideshow Collectibles. Sideshow did a great job on this. The weathering on the clothing is really well done. The chainsaw is very well done. The chainsaw should have been a more of a greener tone, but that's okay. I'm happy with the chainsaw. I can get past the paint job on it, and it does the job for me. We got a diorama by Paul Manzio for Distress Labs in the shape of Texas. Love this diorama, very unique. Really makes this figure stand out quite a bit. Love how I got him posed, knee propped on top of the tire. Yeah, look at the dial down here. We have some Black Maria posters. The Black Maria posters are based off the truck at the end of the film. It said Black Maria on the side. Love the attention to detail on that. Paul did a great job adding those. In the back, we got some dirt, gravel area, some blood and stuff in it. Really well done on that. All grimy, looks like real mud, some rocks sculpted and everything. And the rest of it's kind of like an asphalt road kind of texture. Really well done on that. The tire, great detail. Paul doesn't miss detail, as I've mentioned before. Did a great job. Paul also did these head sculpt stands for this. We have, this is a concept Pretty Woman head sculpt by Once Customs. Really well done. It's supposed to be like a real weathered version of the Pretty Woman mask, as if the makeup's just like melting off the face from the heat outside and the sun beating on it. Just the makeup's just like falling off of it. Really well done. Little road-like texture on the bottom. These are also shaped in the shape of Texas. Great attention to detail once again by Paul. And we got another one over here, but this one just has the old lady stock head sculpt that came with the figure itself. Great head sculpt. Probably could use a repaint down the road, but I'm happy with it for right now. Looks really good on the stand. Yeah, got the knife that came with the figure right there. As I said, the weathering on this is great. Sideshow did a great job on the proportions and build of the body, right down to the charm bracelet. Love the detail on this. The tie can be kind of moved around. Like I kind of got it posed as if it's blowing in the wind kind of thing. The head sculpt is the stock Pretty Woman head sculpt from Sideshow, but it has been 100% repainted by Paul Manzio for Distress Labs. He did a great job on this. Excellent, excellent work. Love it. It really makes the paint work on it before was good, as I said in prior videos, but I mean, it definitely needed a touch up, and I think Paul really killed this thing, making it look a lot more screen accurate, and just overall made this head sculpt really pop, and I absolutely love it. The paint work is amazing. And in the back, we got a pole with the Armadillo Crossing, right there, Armadillo Crossing sign. Real wood pole, some barbed wire, some bags and blood all over it, all grimy and nasty. This is amazing. This whole setup is just really, really well done. I absolutely love it. Great piece. Love the original Texas Chainsaw film. It's one of my favorite horror films for sure. And the Pretty Woman look was one of my favorite looks in the film. I like him wearing the suit and everything. Looked really good. Yeah, big fan of that film, and definitely had to have this figure, and very happy to have the head sculpt repainted by Paul and the diorama by Paul. Really makes this figure stand out, as I said, and overall, this is a great piece. All right, moving on down, we have a RZH1 Myers figure. With a Bob kill scene diorama. The diorama is by Paul Manzio for Distress Labs. Great work on this. You got the holes in the wall with the wires coming through. Real wood, boarded up window, a little tree branch in the back. Great weather on this wall. Really adds to the piece. He's doing some new versions of this diorama, which look really good, but I'm very happy to have this one. This is the prototype one with the holes in the wall. Very happy to have it. Down here, as you can see, we got 2 head sculpts, plus the one in the figure, so 3 total. We have this one. This is based off the poster version of the mask, where the mask is more narrow and stuff like that. So this is basically One's Customs version. It's a One's Customs head sculpt. All of them are by One's Customs, and yeah, great detail on this. Got his extra hand just laying there in the background. But yeah, this head sculpt is very unique because One did not do a lot of them, and it's supposed to be based off the poster where the head sculpt is very narrow and just more poster accurate. And over here we got another one. This is just the RZH1 head sculpt, but this one has sculpted hair. The sculpted hair is really well done. Really well done. Very unique because One does not do a lot of sculpted hair on his Myers figures, if ever. This is the only one I've ever seen him do. So I'm very happy to have gotten a hold of this when I did. The paintwork on it is phenomenal. Really well done. Look at that detail. Detail on the floor is really good. And the boots, great weathering on those. The seal toe tip coming through over here. The coveralls and body and everything are done by David Tucker over at Ceecreations. Did an amazing job on this. I mean, the proportions are spot on. The build of this figure is just amazing. David did the knife as well. Great detail on that. The blood work is insane. The detail on the hands, all grimy and nasty. Paul even added this little photo of young Michael and Boo. Great detail on that. That's a nice touch. And then we have over here, we have the One's Customs head sculpt with the rooted hair. And One's did a great job on it. I'm telling you, he does an amazing RZ Myers sculpts. Absolutely insane. I mean, look at the detail on that. Cracks, everything is just amazing on this head sculpt. Just beautiful. One's did a spot-on job on this. This is overall a great figure. Now, in this particular video, you're going to see a lot of RZ Myers figures. Honestly, a lot. I have a version from each. I have each version from each of the films. So this is just the beginning of this. So there's a lot more to come in this video. We gotta look at that head sculpt one more time. Amazing detail. One's did a great job. The hair work is amazing. And yeah, weathering on the clothing by David is spot on. Really well done. And over here, one of the newer pieces I got, we have an Escape Myers. Yeah, it is escaping my mind as, pardon the pun, as to who made this figure, but it is really well done. Now, you'll have to excuse the proportions because it is an older figure from what I understand. So that's why it's shorter than the RZH one, because a lot of the Myers figures from Rob Zombie's films that are made now are taller. This one's a little shorter, but that's okay. It's an older figure. I can get past that. But yeah, look at the detail. The feet are all grimy. The slippers get a little tile floor kind of base. The handcuffs and ankle cuffs are really well done. Real metal. Real leather straps. Great detail on the hands. The robe is very well weathered. I swapped out the head though. This is a One's Customs head and hockey mask. One's did a great job on this. The head sculpt that was on it before was good, but it was a little older and the paintwork wasn't the best. So I swapped it out for a One's head sculpt, which I think looks a lot better. One's did an amazing job on this. The pumpkin mask, really well done. Look at that. That's the mean looking figure. Overall, just a great piece. Very happy to have it. I wish I could remember who made this one. I can't remember for the life of me. Maybe I'll put it in the comments down below. But yeah, this thing is just insane. The proportions are really good. Like I said, just wish it was a little taller to match the size of the RZH one. But overall, great piece. Very happy to have it. Completes my set with the rest of the Rob Zombie Myers figures that I have. I'm going to look at the front. Weathering on the pumpkin mask. The hair work by One's is insane. Real leather straps are a great touch. I mean, this thing's really well done. For an older figure, I'm very happy with it. So, epic piece. And that is my setup for my RZH1 Myers figure and Escape Myers. And we are going to be moving on down. Down here we have none other than my 2010 Remake Freddy Krueger figure. This thing is amazingly detailed. Very, very well done. Epic piece. This is really, really good. Look from the bottom to the top real quick. The diorama is by Paul Manzi over at Distress Labs. It is a boiler room diorama. Paul did a great job on this. Really, really well done. The great work on the floor is perfect. Very well weathered. Looks just like a boiler room should look. And over here we got the metal chain hanging from the railing. This is all sculpted railing. Paul even added some welding to make it look like it was welded, the railing together. A little great detail on that. I mean, the fact that they made it look welded is amazing. Very happy for that. Over here you got the same thing, the welded railing and a rag hanging from it. The weathering on this railing is really well done. The pipes in the background, very well painted. And over here we got a piece of tape on it as if the steam burst through and he's just kind of sealed, and it was starting to be sealed up. So really good detail on that. A little closer here, and yeah, the figure itself is all done by David Tucker over Ceecreations, except for the head sculpt, but I'll get into that in a second. David did a great job on this sweater. Epic work. I mean, the weathering on it is phenomenal. Spot on to the film, in my opinion. Very well done. I got him posed in this cool little pose right here. But yeah, back to the figure. I mean, the figure is insane. Real felt hat up there. David even did the glove, and look at that. Very accurate to the film, because the glove had a different design in the remake film, and I think David nailed that, knocked out of the park. So, as I said, the head sculpt, David, this is a once custom head sculpt, but it was a blank head sculpt. So David Tucker ended up repainting. He painted this whole head sculpt from, he painted the whole thing. So it was a blank once custom head sculpt that he had laying around that he completely repainted. I think David did an outstanding job painting this head sculpt. I mean, look at the detail right there in the face, the burns, just amazing detail on this. David did a great job painting this head sculpt, and it's very, very cool. He put a lot of effort into this figure, and it really shows. This thing is amazing. Great proportion-wise. The body's very well put together. This thing is just insane. Big fan of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. I understand, as I said in prior videos as well, that this this film is not necessarily liked by a ton of people, but I actually appreciate it for what it was, because just more Freddy to me. But once again, Jack Haley did a great job as playing Freddy, but he's definitely not Robert Englund or anything. Robert Englund will always be the best Freddy, no question about it. But I gotta say, I'm a big fan of the whole franchise. Even some of the sequels that may not have been the best to others, I love them all, including this one. So it's just my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. I'm just a big Freddy fan. So all right, let's see here. One more look down from the top. Overall, epic piece. Absolutely love it. This figure is amazing. David did an outstanding job. Once did a great job on sculpt, but I think David did an amazing job painting it. Look at that one more time. Diorama by Paul, absolutely amazing. Insane. It fits the boiler room scene perfectly. All right, that is my Remake Freddy Krueger figure. Really well done. Love this piece. Moving on down. Down here we have my Uber Jason. This is by G Models. This is a full figure by G Models. This is one of the original 5 that he did. Very well done. This thing is insane. You got a little poster down here from the film just to go along with it. G Models also did a little metal base to go with it. This is Jason X right there. The blood work and everything is really well done on this. And he did an amazing job on this figure, honestly. The whole thing is sculpted, and he did not miss a beat on this. I mean, look at this. Like the way the clothing attaches to the metal parts and everything is really well done. That's all sculpted. That is insane. Really well done. The proportions are accurate and everything. The build of this figure is very well done. Really good. The mask is removable, but I'm not going to remove it because I can't do it one-handed. So, but overall, this is just a really good figure. Friday the 13th is my favorite franchise of all time. So I have a lot of Jason pieces in this video, and this is one I'm very proud to own because Kane Hodder is my favorite actor to portray the character of Jason. So the proportions on this is really well done. This is very unique, and I'm very happy to have it, especially being one of the original 5 that he did. He still makes these, so if you're interested in getting one of these, hit up G Models on Instagram or Facebook. But overall, this is just a really, really good piece. I mean, there's not much to say about it. The proportions are spot on. The sculpting on the metal is just insane. The paintwork. I mean, look at that detail again as it connects to the metal. The clothing is latching onto it. That's amazing sculpting work. Really, really good. This figure is just a really good piece, and I'm very happy to have it because it's very unique. Because there aren't a lot of artists that tackle this version of Jason, to be honest. Not a lot at all. Just a really, really, really great piece. I love this thing. And even the head sculpt underneath, which I can't show it to you because I can't take it off one-handed, but trust me when I say the head sculpt underneath is really unique, and they never showed it in the film when he was Uber Jason with his mask off. But trust me, it's really good. The sculpt under this is amazing. I would definitely recommend getting one of these if you can, since he still makes them. Got a custom space machete over here. Really well done. Look at this. This is just an amazing Jason figure, and I'm very happy to have it in my collection. I'm looking from the bottom to the top. There aren't any Friday the 13th films I don't like. I love them all. I mean, even the ones that are considered not the best sequels, I have no complaints about any movie in this franchise. I don't care how crazy they got with the plots and everything. I absolutely loved every film in this franchise, including this one. So this is just a really, really epic piece, and I'm very happy to own this one. Look at that. All right, that is my Jason X figure. Uber Jason. Thank you. Let's move on up. And then over here, we have my Ghostface figure. This was a Superman Toys outfit and mask, and was put on a new body. As was completely reworked by David Tucker over at Ceecreations. So David took the clothing for Superman Toys and the mask, re-weathered it and everything like that, and put it on a new body. And the body he used is amazing because it's very heavy duty. It's not like the joints are not loose in any sense, and very, very durable. I mean, this thing is very well put together. David did a great job, and the mask is spot on. I like the new Sideshow one they did, but I feel this mask is way better. And also, there's a wire frame in the hood, so I can kind of pose it the way I want it and bend it, which is amazing. This figure is very well proportioned, and I got the knife over here. Accurate knife to the film. Great weather on the hands. The robe is very well tailored. David did a great job of weathering the boots, making them all dirty and grimy, very accurate to the film. Overall, this figure is just insane. I love the pose I got him in. Just kind of like he's kind of done in a killing spree. This is supposed to be like Paul Manzi made this diorama. It's supposed to be like a Woodsboro Cafe kind of thing. That's what he called it, a Woodsboro Cafe massacre kind of thing. Supposed to be like a Ghostface went into a cafe and just started massacring everyone. You got some wallpaper on the wall back here. Very cool. It looks just like real wallpaper. Like it's a blood spatter back there. Really, really good. Wood wall. Epic. I mean, look at the blood spatter back there. This thing is just nasty and grimy. Got some 1/6 scale chairs with some gum stuck at the bottom of them. Real wood floor. Got a cell phone over here. Some sculpted coffee cups with resin coffee inside of them. Yes, resin coffee sculpted inside. Great detail on that. Besides the pizza over here. Got a voice changer. Another sculpted coffee with some blood and coffee. Resin coffee coming out of it. Cigarette. Tablecloth. You stand on a dirty, grimy tablecloth. Overall, this is just a really, really great piece. I'm a big fan of the Scream franchise as well. Yeah, in my opinion, there's not a bad Scream movie. Every Scream movie is just amazing. So I definitely I love the new ones. I love them all. And I had to have a Ghostface figure in my collection. I've had this one for a while, and it is one of my favorite pieces for sure because I've seen a lot of Ghostface figures out there, but in my opinion, this is one of the best ones that I have seen. And this is so far the only one I've seen that David Tucker has reworked with the Superman Toys outfit. So I'm very, very happy to have this. I mean, this thing is just amazing. The proportions are spot on. One more time, the robe, the tattering, very accurate to the film. The weathering on the gloves, just really good. This figure's just amazing. I absolutely love it. Yeah, love Scream 6. That's actually probably one of my favorite ones in the franchise now, honestly. Um, didn't expect it to do that, but it jumped to my top 3 real fast. I absolutely love that one, and yeah, I am cannot wait for the 7th one when that happens because it's going to be amazing. Um, yeah, this is just an amazing piece. David Tucker did a great job assembling this figure, and Paul did an amazing job on this dio. Great job on this. More look at the base. All right, so that is my 1/6 scale Ghostface figure, reworked by David Tucker and diorama by Paul Manzi over at Distress Labs. Moving on down. All right, so down here we have one of my versions of my Hobo Myers set. So I have another Hobo Myers in here as well, but this is just the first one we're starting with. So this is kind of like a street diorama done by Paul Manzi over at the Stress Labs. Really, really good. You got the little pavement over here. Love the detail on this. Awesome. 1/6 scale leaves, some patches of grass put in there. A real wood fence with some lights on it. A wall back here. It says Killer, the DL for Distress Labs, the thorn symbol spray painted on the wall back here. Great detail on that. It says die. As if you remember in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, the only thing that Myers ever says out of any of the films is die, and it's in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. So, down here we got a little vent. Great detail on that. Some real metal, metal mesh over there. Great touch. The weather on this wall is phenomenal. This whole setup is just amazing. I love the lights on the fence. Got another knife back here. This is a custom metal knife. This is made by Chris Yeast. He used to be with Distress Labs a while back, and very happy to have gotten this before he left the hobby, because he did amazing work on weapons. Got a 1/6 scale pumpkin over here, and overall, this whole diorama, it just really adds a lot to the piece. Absolutely amazing. Now let's get down into the figure and the head sculpts. Get a little extra hand over there. So this first head sculpt is the revolver head sculpt from Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, before it was ripped and became the exposed sculpt. Exposed mask, sorry. Look at this. The detail on this by ones is amazing. He doesn't do a ton of these ones, the revolver ones. I don't see a lot of them circulating throughout the hobby, so I'm very happy to have gotten it. Got the beard coming through the mask right there. The paintwork is amazing. Just absolutely insane. The hair work is just really good. Absolutely love this sculpt. Very happy to have it. I have a version of every Rob Zombie sculpt, Rob Zombie mask in head sculpt form. So moving on over here, we have the exposed mask version when it was ripped. A strand of hair coming through the side over here, the beard coming through the bottom, and also the side of the mask. The paintwork on the face underneath is amazing. It looks all dirty and just grimy. The hair work, once again, is phenomenal by ones. Amazing detail on this. Absolutely epic head sculpt. Ones does amazing Rob Zombie head sculpts for his Myers version of Myers. So this is just really well done. Absolutely love this head sculpt. And moving on to the figure. This is a one-off figure by David Tucker, and did an amazing job on this. We got the boots over here all weathered, steel-toed tips coming through. Now this is a concept Hobo Myers figure. It's not supposed to be 100% accurate to the film. This is like a what if kind of thing. So yeah, this is a concept, so keep that in mind. Is if it doesn't look 100% accurate, that's why. So you got the pant leg coming up over here. You got the tattering, the holes in it. I mean, the weathering on this coverall is absolutely insane. You got a bandage on the leg over here. Amazing work. David did the knife as well. The knife is really well weathered, very well sculpted. Um, the the body itself is very well proportioned. This thing is huge. This thing's probably about 13 or 14 inches tall, to be honest. It's massive, and I absolutely love it. The grime, the weathering on the clothing is just insane. You got the hand all bandaged up over here, the bandages on the arm, tattering on the vest, the blood. He has blanket going around the back over here. Overall, just an amazing, amazing piece and very intimidating on the shelf. Has a very good shelf presence, and I absolutely love this thing. Rob Zombie's Halloween films are some of my favorite films in the franchise, no question about it. So these are a must-have, and that's why I have so many of them in my collection right now. This is a unmasked Hobo Myers sculpt by One's Customs. One's did an amazing job on this, on the hair work on this. Got the crow's feet in the eyes, the beard, everything about this head sculpt is just screaming the unmasked version in front of the film. This thing is insane. Just the weathering is just amazing on this. The hair work, I mean, One does an amazing job on this. And when I saw this head sculpt for sale, I had to jump on it. I just had to get it because this thing is just insane. Look at that. The beard, the hair work, the long hair, just really well done. This just looks just like, it looks just like Tyler Mane from the film. Yeah, Tyler Mane was probably the most intimidating version of Myers, in my opinion, hands down. Overall, this piece is just absolutely amazing. The build, as I said, is phenomenal, and it's the concept, as I said, as well. So, very happy to have this, and this is a one-off by David Tucker over at Ceecreations. So, definitely very glad I got this when I did, when it was available. The blood work on this thing is amazing. David did an outstanding job on this outfit. I'm gonna look from the side. And this is just one of my Hobo Myers. As I said, I have another one coming up soon, so we'll show that in a little bit. But this thing is just insane. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is probably my favorite of the two films he did for Halloween. I know a lot of people think that the first one's better, but I absolutely love the grittiness and darkness that he applied in the second one. So, yeah, absolutely love this. It's an amazing, amazing piece. Once again, dialed by Paul Manzi over at Distress Labs. David Tucker did the outfit, and the head sculpts are by One's Customs. So let's close this over here. Sorry, the door's starting to close on me. It won't stay open. I gotta start down here. And down here we have none other than a newer figure. The head sculpt is by Sparkman's Customs, and you can find him on Instagram. And painted and haired by Dr. Satan, who is also on Instagram. He did an amazing job. And this whole figure is actually assembled and done by Dr. Satan. The head sculpt was done by Sparkman Customs, but it was all painted and everything else was done by Dr. Satan on Instagram. So you can find him. He does amazing work. He got this figure to me very quickly. I commissioned it, and I had it very, very fast. Great shipping. He shipped it, and I had this thing in like 2 days max after it was shipped. This thing is just amazing. He did great wait time. Easy to deal with. This thing is just really well done. I love the Texas Chainsaw movie, the one on Netflix. Like, I understand everyone hated it when it first came out, but in my opinion, I loved it. I thought that, in all honesty, this is one of the best versions of Leatherface we got. And like, my favorite version is the remake, and then it would be Gunnar Hansen's, and then this one. This one would be my number 3, just strictly because this one was intimidating as hell. I mean, for being an older version of Leatherface, they actually made him kind of smart in this one compared to the other ones, and he was a force to be reckoned with. And this was probably one of the most brutal versions of Leatherface we've gotten, next to the remake. I know a lot of people didn't like this film, but I absolutely loved it. And a little base down here by Paul Manzi over at Distress Labs. It's broken glass, some weathering, some blood kind of smeared on the ground. You could hardly see, but it's there. The boots on this, very well weathered by Dr. Satan. Amazing work on this. Look at the detail. The weathering on the pants. The apron is all custom. Got him holding the severed head just like at the end of the film. Oh, this is 100% custom sculpted head. Fits right into the hand perfectly. I believe he only made 5 of these. I could be wrong, but I believe he only made 5, and I was very happy to have gotten this one. I did. Chainsaw is 100% custom. Accurate paint job. Green like in the film. Amazing sculpting. The gore on the blade of the chainsaw is insane. I absolutely love this. As I said, I'm a big fan of this film. Plot-wise, it could have been a little better, but if I'm going to see Leatherface just be a savage and just massacre everyone, this is gonna be one of my go-tos next to the remakes, and or this and the remakes would probably be the one I go to the most because just the overall just very brutal version of the character. The paintwork on this head sculpt is insane. The sculpt is very accurate to the film. The hair work is amazing. Overall, great job. Great paint application on this. Look at that. Really well done. Got the tie under there. Accurate tie. Weathering on the shirt, the arms. The proportions are spot on this as well. Very well done. Like I said, I think he only made 5 of these. I believe it was 5. So when we announced this, I jumped on the run right away. And like I said, he got this done very quickly, very efficiently. And the wait time was really good. I mean, I was very impressed with how fast this got to me. So overall, this is a really, really good piece. This is just amazing version of Leatherface. And I absolutely love the detail on this figure. Very unique. I've seen a couple people tackle this figure, but in my opinion, this is the best one that I have seen easily. Not dissing the other ones that have been made, but this one is definitely my favorite one so far, honestly. And I'm very, very happy to have it. All right, moving on down. Down here, we have a version of the Ghoul from Sinister. I don't know. I know who made this one, but I'm having difficulty getting the name correctly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the name in the comments because I forget how to pronounce it. So overall, this is just a really good piece, though. The sculpt is amazing on this. Very well done. I've seen other people capture this character pretty well. Like David Tucker does an amazing Bagul figure. Sinister is a great film. If you like paranormal stuff like that, it's a little different, but I absolutely love that film. I just watched it last night. It's an amazing movie. The hands were also 100% sculpted. Great detail on that. Great paintwork. Down here we got a base, the home movies box with a bunch of films in it. The shoes are very well done, very well polished. Overall, this is just a really, really good piece. Very well proportioned. Pretty tall too, I'm not gonna lie. The hair work is phenomenal. The sculpt is amazing. And like I said, I'm gonna comment who put this figure together at the bottom in the comments because I can't remember how to pronounce her name and I don't want to butcher the name. So overall, just an amazing piece. Look at that sculpt. As I said, Sinister is an amazing movie. If you have not seen it, I definitely recommend it. And a sequel could be better, but the first one is classic for sure. You definitely check that out if you haven't seen it. The clothing on this is really good. Bagul's a great, amazing character, and I'm very happy to have added this figure to my collection. Overall, really well done. Not much to say. Very simple figure, but really has a good shelf presence. Just an amazing, amazing piece. The hands are magnetic, so I can literally just remove them and pop them on, which is really cool. The artist did that. Love that detail. The base one more time. Great detail on that. Just some 3D printed film reels and a box. Amazing, amazing detail on this. And yeah, that is my Bagul figure from Sinister. Not much to say about it, but it's an amazing piece. I'll comment down below who made this, but this thing is insane. I've never seen one this accurate, in my opinion. Like I said, David Tucker does an amazing Bagul figure, and once does the head sculpt for it. But in my opinion, this one is just a little more to my liking, and I absolutely love this. Yeah, this thing is insane. That's my Bagul figure from Sinister. Moving on up. Okay, time for one of the big dogs now. We have none other than my this is a, I almost said Sideshow. This is definitely not a Sideshow. This is a Beto Metalli full figure of Part 3 Freddy. Full Beto Metalli figure. Down here, as you can see, this is number 10 of 30 pieces. And over here we have part 1, Skullface Freddy, also by Beto Metallic, with hat, also by Beto. On a head sculpt stand made by Paul Manzi over at Distress Labs. A little curb thing going on here. We have Elm Street sign. You can turn the Elm Street sign any which way you want because it's on a nail that you can kind of angle it. Beto did an amazing job on this head sculpt. Look at the detail on that. The hat is removable. This thing is insane. The paintwork is outstanding. I mean, Beto does the best versions of Freddy in 1/6 scale form, in my opinion. I'm very happy. I was finally able to get one. I had one in the past. I sold it, and for years, I've tried to get another one. And when I saw this one for sale and I had the money, I jumped on it because I was so happy to have it. This thing is just amazing. Look at this. One more look at this head sculpt. This version of Freddy was this version of his face was only in like, I don't know, 3 seconds of the film, but still an amazing sculpt to have. Over here we got an Elm Street sign, all jagged and crooked, just kind of up here. And a diorama by Paul Manzi over Stress Labs says "Never Sleep Again," carved into the ground. The gravel pavement with the green liquid inside of the resin green liquid inside of the lettering. That's supposed to replicate the scene where he cuts off his finger and the green blood comes out. So Paul said he did that as a little kind of Easter egg for it, which is really good. Over here we got some flyers for like the newspaper and stuff when Freddy was convicted. Newspaper cuttings and stuff like that. You got a 1/6 scale brick, a real 1/6 scale palette made by Paul Manzi. This thing is spot on. I work at a Home Depot, and I'm not going to lie, this palette is very accurate to what they actually look like, so very impressed with that. Over here we have the back wall. Sorry, I got to focus. The back wall is a brick wall. This is all wood, but he made it look like real brick. He painted it and carved into it very nicely to make it look like real brick, even though it's a wood wall. Got some missing posters in the bag. We got Taryn from part 3 over there on the top left. Kincaid on the top right from 3 and 4. And then we have Spencer from Freddy's Dead. So great detail on it. You can't really see it, but on the posters, in the lettering, like in the writing, it actually says where they died and stuff like that. So, and their age and everything like that. So great detail on that. Amazing, amazing detail. Overall, great setup. And now let's get to the figure. Beto did an outstanding job. There's no denying that this is one of the best Freddys on the planet in 1/6 scale form. The boots all weathered right there. This body's very well proportioned. Amazing. 100% custom clothing. The sweater on this is phenomenal. The weathering is amazing. The tattering, very accurate to part 3. Sculpted hand over here, all painted, and just looks very accurate to the film. And Beto also did this glove. This glove is absolutely insane. Very well done. I mean, Beto does the best Freddy gloves in my opinion. And I sold my other one in the past. It was a part 1, and I regretted it ever since. So like I said, when this went up for sale, I definitely had to have it. Look at that glove. Amazing. I'm gonna get this to focus. Amazing detail. This thing is just insane. You got the head sculpt. Look at this head sculpt. This just screams part 3, in my opinion. Absolutely amazing. The paint app, the scars, the burns, just insane. This looks just like Robert Englund did in the film. It's amazing. I cannot say enough good things about this. The sculpted hat. Hat is removable. Overall, it's just an amazing, amazing piece. And I had to get a hold of one of these again. And I was very glad this went up for sale because I needed one back in my collection. Look at that. Number 10 and 30. There's another COA behind it for this head sculpt right here. But yeah, I got some trash bags back there, some more newspaper cuttings. Really well done. There's more gravel back there. The bricks. This thing is just insane. Look from side. I mean, Beto did an outstanding job on this figure. There is no denying that he is the king of making Freddy figures. Just no doubt about it. Once does a really good one as well, but in my opinion, Beto does the best ones. And I am very, very happy to have gotten this. I mean, look at that. It just screams Freddy from part 3. This is right on to Robert Englund's likeness in the film, too. This is Amazing. I absolutely love this piece. Just a really good setup, and I'm very, very happy to have it. Yeah, if you ever have a chance to get a full Freddy from Beto, I know he's been doing re-releases on these, but if you can get one of the original ones, or even one of the re-releases, just get a hold of one of these figures. I highly, highly recommend it. This thing is insane. Look at that one more time. The proportions are spot on. I mean, there's no denying there's like no imperfections on this figure. It is just insane, and I'm blown away by this piece still. When every time I walk in the room and I see this piece, it just blows my mind. This thing is insane. All right, that is my Beto Part 3 Freddy and diorama by Paul Manzio for Stress Labs. Moving on down. Okay, so down here, we have another Hobo Myers figure. This is what they call the Roadkill Hobo Myers version. This is another concept. This is another one-off piece by David Tucker. It's 100% one-off, and I was after this piece for a while. When I saw the person who got it, I was like, oh my God. When I saw that review on it, I'm like, I have to have this figure eventually. Then I saw it finally pop up for sale, and I jumped on it because this thing is insane. You got a little name plaque down here for Halloween 2. You can really see it with the glare. Some gravel. Supposed to be like a barn-like setting, like where he was in Rob Zombie Halloween 2, where he was kept going back to that barn at the beginning. Some 160 hay bale and a knife sticking out of it. All the extra hands I could put on them. Brick over here that I can move wherever I want. This thing is just insane. Look at the wall back here. Got a rope hanging back there. Real wood. Looks just like a barn wall. And a little horseshoe over here. This thing is just insane. I absolutely love this diorama. Very simple, but fits the part very well. Now let's get down to this figure. The figure is by David Tucker over at Ceecreations. As I said, this is a one-off. Got the boots down here, seal-toed, all weathered to hell. The tattering on his clothing is just all nasty and gross. Bloody kneecap with the pants all shredded and everything right here, a little hole in it. The leg right here. The reason they call this roadkill is it looks like he was run over by a car. This thing is just amazingly detailed. Look at that gore on that. The bandage around the leg, the sculpted muscle tissue and blood, all done by David. Amazing, amazing work. Look at the tattering on this. This thing is another massive figure. This thing is another 14-inch tall figure, and it is insane. The weathering on the clothing, I mean, the bandages are on the wrist. Got him holding a sickle. As I said, this is a concept, so a little what-if kind of thing. The sickle is very well weathered. We got a little rope around the handle. Real, like the blood is amazing. No bandage hand over here with the wrist all shredded up with the cuff around the wrist all tattered up on the coveralls. Yeah, look at this. The weathering on the vest is insane, all tattered to hell. Really fits the roadkill kind of vibe they were going for. And they got the blanket going around them, the tattering on the wrist over here on the coveralls. Yeah, this thing is just insane. And the head sculpt is actually a one-off head sculpt. This is the only head sculpt that exists like this from One's Customs. It is a one-off. It's the revolver mask that I showed you before, but this one he added more blood and grimed it up and everything to make it a little more unique and fit this piece just a little bit better. Look at that. Amazing detail. Love the blood work on it. Amazing, amazing piece. Very happy to have this. Like I said, this whole setup is a one-off piece, and it is really good shelf presence. I mean, this thing is massive and super bulky. It is insane. Look at the head sculpt one more time. Just amazing detail. The beard coming through. The hair's all messed up. Yeah. Just overall a really good piece. Look at that. The grime on the leg one more time. Like I said, this thing is just absolutely really well done, and I'm blown away by this. So many new pieces to go over in this video. I'm finally glad I'm able to do this and go over these properly. So this is another concept, Hobo Myers, as I said, and it's insane. Look at this from the side. David did an outstanding job. This is probably one of the best hobo I've seen him do. I know it's a concept, but this is the best weathering I've ever seen him do on a hobo, period. I absolutely love this thing. Very well done. The dial by Paul adds a nice shelf presence with it as well. everything just goes together on this piece very cohesively, and I absolutely love it. I'm going to look down the front. All right, so that is my second hobo in my collection, and the final one I'm going to be showing you. Once again, this is a concept just like the other, so it's not 100% screen accurate. Don't freak out, but it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a what-if kind of thing, so absolutely love this thing. This thing is a beast. It is massive, and yeah, very happy to have it. That is my Roadkill concept Hobo Myers figure. Moving on down, we have my Remake Jason. This figure is by David Tucker over Ceecreations, another super tall, bulky figure. This thing is on a muscular basketball body. This thing is huge. Down here we have, let's start right over here. We have a custom head sculpt stand with a newspaper in it, resin water sculpted, real wood pole rope around it, real rope, I should say. This is the head sculpt. The head sculpt is by One's Customs. Yeah, this is what it looks like underneath the mask. This thing is insane. One's did an amazing job. This screams the remake version of Jason, no question about it. I mean, this thing is insane. Look at the detail on that, the nasty grin. I mean, the face only a mother can love. This thing is gross. The paintwork is phenomenal. One's did an outstanding job on this. I'm very, very happy to have this. This thing is insane. Look at the detail on that. The hair work, the teeth. There's overall an amazing, amazing sculpt. Over here we got a One's Customs base with resin, not really resin, but sculpted water with some blood going through it. Real wood base for the dock. Just amazing. This is for a part 7, but I used it for this figure because I already have a base from him for my part 7. Oh, I'm going to get into that later, but don't want to spoil anything yet. But there's another big Jason figure in this video coming up, so stay tuned. I cannot wait to show you that one. So down here we have the boots. The boots are very well weathered by David Tucker. Did an amazing job on those. The pants, very well done. We got the machete holster over here on the side. Amazing detail on that with the buckles and the straps going around the leg. Tattered pants. The machete is also done by David Tucker. Did an amazing job. The weathering and the rust look to it is insane. You got some leather straps around the handle. You can't see it, but it is there. Yeah, the hands all grimed up and just amazing. The hands are very well done. And yeah, overall, this figure is very well tailored and very well put together. This thing is a beast. Like I said, this thing is another 14-inch tall figure, and it is bulky as hell. It's like bodybuilder big. The weathering on the t-shirt underneath, really well done. The tattering on the jacket is phenomenal. David did an outstanding job on the weathering on this, as I said. Very accurate to the film. Got the diamond pattern even on the arms. And yeah. And the head sculpt with the hockey mask on it this time. The head sculpt underneath is the same as this one over here, so I'm not going to take the mask off. The neck piece is a sculpted neck piece by One's Customs. Comes with the head and the hockey mask. Overall, really good piece. I mean, the head sculpt on this is phenomenal. The hockey mask is very well weathered, amazingly detailed. 100% screen accurate in my opinion. I think One's killed the head sculpted hockey mask on this, and the neck piece is a very nice touch to give him that accurate look versus just using a normal figure neck. I think this is insane. Look at the detail on that mask one more time. Look at that. Very, very accurate to the film. If you're a fan of the Friday the 13th remake, you will know that the mask is what it looks like, and I think this is spot on. Just an amazing, amazing piece. Very well built, very well put together. Got a Camp Crystal Lake sign over here. Real wood, painted. Just adds a nice little touch to the piece. Didn't come with this set, but I decided to put it with it because I thought it looked really cool. Overall, this is just a really good piece. The base by One's adds a nice touch. Yeah, look at that. Just a beast of a figure. This thing is insane. Derek Mears did an amazing job at playing Jason, and I hope either him or Kane Hodder gets another chance to play the character, because if from what I hear, they're doing another reboot film, and if that actually happens finally, I would love to see either Kane Hodder or because he's my favorite Jason actor come back, or if he doesn't, I'd like to see a sequel to this one with Derek Mears. Would be pretty cool. overall, amazing piece. And yeah, that is my remake Jason figure from the 2009 Friday the 13th film. Moving on down. Excuse me. So down here we have a Sideshow exclusive Part 3 Jason. As you see, it's the exclusive because he has the harpoon gun. That was only with the exclusive version of the figure. I'm very happy to have it. Not much to say on this figure other than it is amazingly built. The clothing is very well done. The chest piece and everything they put on it adds a nice touch to the figure. Really adds a nice build to it, like it's supposed to have in the film. Because in that film, his traps were freaking huge, and he had really big shoulders. So you kind of got to have that arched back kind of pose kind of thing going with him. The head sculpt is by One's Customs, and so is the hockey mask. Look at that. That is amazing. Amazing. Look at that. That hockey mask is really well done. Very screen accurate, in my opinion. I think One's absolutely killed it. It's just really good. Overall, this piece is really well done. I love the clothing's very accurate. Very happy to have this. Absolutely love it. Yeah, just an amazing piece. And like I said, it's a Sideshow figure, but it's the exclusive, so I got the harpoon gun with it. Got this recently, and I came with a One's Customs head and hockey mask. I mean, what, you can't go wrong, really. Just absolutely love it. Yeah. And, yeah, so let's see if I can... And that is the unmasked head sculpt by One's Customs. Look at that. That thing, that's amazingly accurate to the look he had in the film. I mean, when he took his mask off, when he's hanging by the rope at the barn, this is what you see, and I think this is amazingly accurate. I mean, One's did not miss a beat on this head sculpt. Absolutely insane. Just an amazing figure. Very happy to have the exclusive, and very happy to have the mask by One's. And the head sculpt. Look at that, one more time. That just screams Part 3 Jason. Absolutely insane. Blends real well with the neck piece for the Sideshow figure too, so One's did a great job on that. The teeth, just, I mean, once again, a face only a mother can love. I mean, this is insane. And over here, piece I've gone over before, but this is my NES or Nintendo Jason figure. It's a version of the Part 3, which is why I have them next to this one. Purple clothing that has been dyed to perfection to make it look just like the game. The teal blue on the shoes and the hands is spot on. Love the axe with the white handle, just like in the game. I mean, whoever put this figure together did an amazing job. I got it secondhand, and I'm very happy with it because I think they did a killer job on this. The purple, just the paint is almost like neon. It's really well done. The teal blue on the mask. This is just a really good piece and very unique because I've seen very few versions of the NES or Nintendo Jason, whatever you want to call it, in the hobby period. I know Distress Labs and One's Customs are doing a run of these, and One's Customs is doing the figure. But this, I'm very happy to have this one because, I mean, big Jason fan. As I said, it's my favorite franchise, so all the unique versions of Jason that I can get, I'm going to jump on it. So look at the paintwork on the shoes, the hands, the tailoring on the clothing is amazing. Purple dye is perfect. I mean, overall, this is a very unique piece, and I'm very happy to have it, especially since you don't see a lot of them in the hobby. And I'm very happy to have it for that reason. And I got to have it next to my Part 3 because they are both versions, the same version, just different interpretations, from one being a video game from the 80s and this one being just the straight-up film version. So that is my Part 3 Jason exclusive from Sideshow with One's Custom head sculpt and hockey mask, and Nintendo Jason. All right, moving on up to another one. Okay, so another heavy hitter here. We have none other than a 2019 New Blood figure by One's Customs himself. This is a full figure by One's Customs, and I think he nailed this thing. The whole body is 100% sculpted. Yeah, 100% sculpted, and yeah, he sculpted the body. He casted the bones and the ribs. Look at that. Look at the weathering of the machete. I mean, look at the hand over here. All sculpted bones and everything. Sculpted hand. All the way over to the forearm. I mean, the tethering on the clothes on this is phenomenal. Got a real metal chain all rusted up, also by One's Customs. Like I said, this is a full piece by One's, and I think he absolutely killed this thing. This thing is insane. It's tall. It's probably like 13 inches tall. It's heavy. 100% sculpted, as I said, from top to bottom. Got the shoes down here all weathered up. Real laces. Calves, the shins. The kneecaps coming through. The bones and the legs. Just amazing, amazing weathering on this. Got a base by One's Customs. Just like the one I showed you before, but this is a different version of it. And this is a 2019 version of the figure, and I'm very happy to have this. Went up for sale, and I jumped on this. I was like, that's mine. I have to get this. Part 7 Jason is my favorite version of the character, period, and it's probably my favorite film in the entire franchise. Don't care what anyone says. Love that version. Kane Hodder did an amazing job in the portrayal of Jason in that film. Look at the head sculpt, the hockey mask. The weathering on that is phenomenal. Very screen accurate. Got the teeth coming through on the side over here. Great weathering. Great, the rivets on the mask. Great paint application. This thing is bulky as hell. Look at that. And I'm going to give you all side shots of this too, so you can see what this thing looks like, because this thing, the weathering, the clothing, so well done. I mean, One did an outstanding job. This is my favorite piece of my collection, no doubt about it. One did an amazing job. This is the most sought after Jason figure, like version of Jason in figure form, and I can understand why. One does a killer job on these, and I would highly recommend getting one from him if you can, because this is so worth it. I can't even describe how worth it is. This thing is just insane. So first thing we're gonna do is turn it to the side. Look at that. Tattering the arm, like I said, all sculpted. Look at that, sculpted bones, all the way up. Amazing job. This whole thing is just custom from top to bottom. Look at the teeth coming through on the side. Just overall an amazing piece. The tattering on the clothing, just insane. Look at the hand one more time. Amazing, amazing work. One's, I mean, I'm in awe that I even was able to get a hold of this. So, I mean, I totally geeked out when I got this. This being my favorite film in the franchise, my favorite version of Jason, and that being my favorite franchise total as a whole. Like, I'm blown away I was able to get this. I'm so happy with this. I'm going to turn it around. Look at that. And right there, we have the back. Completely tattered up, destroyed clothing, all the way down to the base. And honestly, we got some more, the arm coming through right here. And like I said, he sculpted the whole body and casted the spine and everything. This is 100% casted or sculpted spine, whatever. I mean, this thing is insane. Look at that. The paintwork on it is phenomenal. The flesh coming over it, the yellowing of the bone, just overall amazing, amazing piece. And like I said, you can do no wrong with this. Once did such a killer job on this. I'm blown away. The tattering is just insane. And being such a big Friday the 13th fan and a big New Blood fan, there was no question in my mind I had to get this. And the proportions on this thing are amazing. Just, I cannot say enough. I'm just shocked to my core that I actually own this. This thing is insane. So hit up One's Customs if you want one of these. I would definitely recommend it. Okay, definitely. All right, I would definitely do that. It's an amazing, amazing piece. Look at that. See if I can get the mask off. Yeah, I was able to. Nice. Didn't think I could do that one-handed. All right, so look at that. We have the unmasked head sculpt. This is so spot on. It is ridiculous. One's did an amazing job on this. Look at that. That is spot on to the freaking film. No question about it. The bones, the flesh, just The paint application, how it looks wet and just gross. The blood, the grime, the teeth, just insane. That is amazing. Wow. Just wow. Can't say enough good things about it. This thing is insane. I absolutely love it. Look at that. I'm gonna look at the mask. I mean, unmasked head sculpt. This is just beautiful. Like I said, you cannot go wrong with this piece. If you're a Jason fan, hit up Once Customs and get one of these figures if you can, because they are amazing. And I know he's doing a new run of these. I'm not sure if it's sold out or not, but get on it if you can. Absolutely amazing. All right, so that is my full Once Customs New Blood figure by Once Customs. Thank you for watching. Down here we have more. This is sorry for this video being so long, but there's a lot to go over. So down here we have a Dream Sequence Rob Zombie H2 Myers. Down here we have a base by Paul Manzi over at the Stress Labs. And the little name plaque right here, which I can move any which way I want. Got a little poster from the Rabbit and Red Lounge over here. Wood base, some glass, some blood all over the place. 1/6 scale trash bag. This figure is huge. I mean, when I say this is 14 inches tall too. All my Rob Zombie Myers figures are massive. Real custom axe and wood handle and metal head to it. This thing is heavy. This axe is like, if you don't pose it right, the handle just spin because of how heavy it is. Like, it is heavy. It's amazing. And I'm holding a picture of Young Myers and Boo over here. Really good. The weathering on the hands is just phenomenal. The blood work on this hand is even better. Look at that. Okay, so this figure is done by David Tucker over at Ceecreations. The body and the clothing is done by him and stuff like that. But so the coveralls were made by David Tucker and everything like that. But Daniel Terzo actually weathered it and added the blood to the hands and everything like that. And I think the collaboration between David doing the coveralls and putting the body together and what Daniel did with this body is just insane. Because the build is perfect, the proportions are amazing. I mean, Daniel did a great job on that. Look at the blood work on that. It just looks wet and grimy as hell. It's just like in the film when he was in the rain and stuff like that. I mean, just amazingly detailed. David did an amazing job tailoring this. The pockets and everything are spot on. It's really, really good. The boots are weathered to perfection by Daniel. They're real boots and real 1/6 scale boots, I should say, not real boots, with real laces. And overall, it's just an amazing, amazing piece. I mean, look at that. And you got the head sculpt by none other than Once Customs. This is one of his new 2021 sculpts. And I think this is amazing. The sculpt is just beautiful. Looks just like the film. So screen accurate. I love it. Blood work on it is amazing. Look at that. Got the crack in the mask. A little bit of, yeah, just the hair work. Absolutely amazing. He did great hair work on the older ones. I think his newer ones, the hair work is so much better. It's just my opinion. But yeah, the proportions, as I said, are amazing. Very accurate to the film. This literally looks just like Tyler Mane straight out of the film in 1/6 scale form. Absolutely amazing. Over here we have, look at that. Just look at the blood work. Amazing. The blood work on the axe. I mean, between one's head sculpt and the coveralls, everything done by David, and the weathering and everything done by Daniel and the dial by Paul, this is just a hell of a piece. And I'm very, very happy to have it. Look at that. One more look from the side. This thing is just amazing. Out of all my Rob Zombie Myers figures, this is definitely my favorite one. No question about it. Just an amazing piece. This thing is massive. It is a beast. And as I said, I have every version of Rob Zombie Myers from each of the films. And yeah, this is one of the pieces I was waiting on recently. I just got it, which is why I'm finally doing this video, because this was the last piece I was waiting on. This thing is insane. I'm blown away by this. Daniel, you did amazing weathering this. Paul, great job on the dial. And David, great job on the tailoring. And ones, as always, you killed it on the head sculpt. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely love this piece. This is my Rob Zombie Dream Sequence Myers figure. And yeah, moving on down. Down here we have my Part 8 Jason figure. This is a custom figure done by David Tucker. The body and everything is done by David Tucker. Same with the clothing. Did an amazing job on this. That's sculpted underneath. It's sculpted underneath the clothing, so you can see the guts and stuff, and like his rotted stomach through the hole in the shirt here. Sculpted forearms. The gloves, I'm not sure where he got those from. The gloves are amazing though. Look at the detail on those. The sculpting, how they kind of ripples and stuff in them. That's amazing. And 1/6 scale fire axe. Yeah. Overall, this figure is amazing. The proportions are great. I think David did an amazing job on that. The head sculpt underneath it is by Legio 7. I'm not going to take the mask off because I'm going to show you this head sculpt in just a second. But I ended up getting a, this came with a Legio 7 mask, but I ended up getting a Once Customs hockey mask to go with it. So this is a Once Customs Part 8 hockey mask. Amazing detail on that. Look at the weathering on it. Screaming accuracy, no doubt, for this film. I love Friday the 13th Part 8. One of my favorite films in the franchise. I know a lot of people think it's stupid and just like kind of goofy, but I love it for that reason. I think this is one of the best versions of Jason we've gotten next to the Part 7. Absolutely amazing. The proportions on this, as I said, are amazing. Look at that. Hockey mask one more time. The straps on the mask are accurate with the metal parts holding it on. The crack in the mask. The weathering, the wet look that David had is amazing to make it look, because in that movie he was all slimy and wet like the whole time. So I think David did a great job on that. Got the boots down here with the real laces. And then over here we have the base. This whole diorama is supposed to be like an alleyway kind of scene. And a New York City manhole cover right here. The diorama was by Paul Manzi over at Distress Labs, in case you were wondering. Great weathering on that. Amazing, all rusted and gross looking. The pavement looks wet, just like it did in the film. And a Eastern hockey flyer over here. Here's the funny part. We actually got a 1/6 scale Trojan condom box to go in the back here next to the trash bag. That's that's detail you can't beat. I mean, Paul really paid attention to the detail on this. We got the 1/6 scale cardboard boxes with some spray paint on them, some smiley faces, a frowning face. Over here is just the Legio 7 mask. I keep it with the figure, but yeah, definitely prefer the ones one. Over here we got a pack of Camel cigarettes with a sculpted cigarette on the ground. The box is sculpted as well. As I said, Paul did an amazing job capturing this. Got a real metal fence in the back with a hole back there. As you can see it, you got a hole right there. Great detail on that. Over here we got a bag hanging from the top of it. If it's just blowing in the wind, it got caught to the top of the fence. Danger keep out sign. Great weathering. You can't see this, but there's a lot of weathering to the fence back there, but it is there. Got a 1/6 scale palette over here. He likes to make those, and I think they had nice touches. This is a really good piece right here. All weathered and stuff. A little different than the one I showed you before, but yeah, really good. Look at that. We got a Creations on Earth guitar. I can measure hands right here. Yeah, the guitar is by Creations on Earth. I added the blood to it. Adds a nice little touch to the figure. He can hold it, but I just like have him hold the fire axe. And yeah, just my personal way I like to display him. But yeah, the guitar is a nice touch. Creations on Earth did a great job on that. Yeah, I mean, the kill scene with JJ and her guitar was probably one of the most memorable kills from the film. So gotta have the guitar with the figure. Overall, just an amazing, amazing piece. Look at that. The build on this is just like Kane Hodder in the film. You got that stockiness, like he's taking a deep breath right here. Amazing detail. Sculpting on the forearms is really good. The weathering on the clothing, David did a great job on that. The proportions are really good as well. Yeah, the hockey mask is amazing by ones. And over here, we have another head sculpt stand by Paul Manzi at Distress Labs. Once again, we got the resin sculpted water, newspaper in it, real rope, real wood pole. This head sculpt, however, is not by Legio 7. This head sculpt is by One's Customs. And I think it adds a nice touch because this head sculpt actually came with the hockey mask that's on it. But I wanted to still display it, so look at that. One's did an amazing job on this head sculpt. I mean, he's one of the best artists like in the 1/6 scale. Him and Beto are easily the best artists I've ever seen in the hobby. Like no joke. Those two are like the kings of this. And One's nailed it on this head sculpt. Look at this. The ooze coming from the eye, the paintwork, top of the sculpt, like all like the flesh, the bones and stuff coming, the flesh coming through, all rotted. Just an amazing sculpt. And overall, this is just an amazing piece. And yeah, love Part 8 Jason, as I said. It's my second favorite version of Jason, next to the Part 7. So I know a lot of people don't like this film, but I absolutely love it. So I'm not gonna judge you for not liking it, but I love it, and that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. All right, that is my 1/6 scale Part 8 Jason. Moving on down. Okay, so this is another artist. She's based out of Russia. I'm gonna put below in the comments who made this piece, because I can't pronounce her name, and I don't want to like butcher that name either. So I'm gonna put it in the comments below. So keep an eye out for that. But this is a 1/6 scale Leprechaun figure, a little bigger than 1/6 scale. It's probably like, I don't know, 8 or 9 inches tall, but it's still a figure, and I absolutely love it. Down here, the details on the buckles on the shoes, this tailoring on the socks, sculpted pot of gold, all the details on that, all the designs, the sculpted handle. I mean, look at the hands. These are all sculpted. Look at that. The hands are perfectly sculpted. The paintwork is amazing. The nails look all nasty and just very accurate to the film. The head sculpt, though, this is without a doubt the best head sculpt I've ever seen in a Leprechaun figure in the hobby, period. She knocked it out of the park. Absolutely amazing. I mean, the hair work on it is great. Absolutely amazing. This just screams. I mean, this is straight out of the film. This looks just like Warwick Davis's character in the film. I mean, Warwick Davis did an amazing job of playing this character. I know some people find this franchise to be really goofy and stupid, but I mean, if you're like me, this franchise is amazing. I love it. And I think it's a little underrated. I absolutely have a blast watching this franchise. Even the sequels that most people didn't like, I can get enjoyment out of them and have fun watching it. Love the Leprechaun movies, and this is by far, like I said, the best, one of the best interpretations. Not the best, but I'm sure there's some other good ones out there, but in my opinion, this is the best one I've seen so far. And I absolutely love it. The proportions are right on. Just really well done. You got the gold button and rivets going around the wrist. Look at that. The clothing. It's just amazingly detailed. And if you're a fan of Leprechaun franchise, you got to have a good interpretation, and I think the artist absolutely nailed it. I mean, the sculpt, look at that. It looks just like the freaking film. Absolutely amazing. And this is surprisingly a very affordable figure. I was actually very surprised. The wait time was very quick. Yeah, if she's still doing these, I definitely recommend getting one. So I'll post in the comments who she is and her name, so you can contact her on Instagram, all right? That is my 1/6 scale Leprechaun figure. Look at the front one more time. Just an amazingly accurate version of the figure, of the character, I mean, in figure form. The paintwork is phenomenal. The hair work. The hat is non-removable, but I don't care. I don't know why I take the hat off anyways. Overall, this is amazing. And I'm very happy to have this. That is my Leprechaun figure. Moving on up. So, over here, we have my 2018 Concept Myers figure, and a Concept Aged Myers on the right. We're going to start with the 2018 one first, okay? So the 2018 version is a Concept, as I said. The clothing and everything is accurate to the film. I got the old man hands on it. The body and everything on this, on the 2018, is done by David Tucker over at Ceecreations. So David did the coveralls. He did the hands are old man hands, which he used, which I have not seen him use since. So I think that's a really nice touch that he did that. Look at that. Oh, like they look old and wrinkled, which is good. Got a 1/16 hammer by Chris Yeast over at Distress Labs. Or when he was with Distress Labs. He's not with them anymore, but I shouldn't say that. But when he was with them, this is made by Chris Yeast. So, yeah. The coveralls on this are really well done. You got some boots down here. You can't really see them, but they have the real laces. The coveralls are accurate color. Build is perfect. Accurate pockets in the right spot. Accurate t-shirt underneath. And the head sculpt is by One's Customs. This is a concept version, as I said. It's supposed to be One's interpretation of the mask. The sculpt is supposed to be right on, but the paint application may not be 100% accurate to the film. Some of you may notice that. It's because this is One's, like, kind of interpretation of what he thought the mask should look like, kind of thing. So it's a concept version of the 2018 mask. I think One's did a great job on this. Look at that. The paint application is really well done. As you can see, it's a little more heavily weathered and brown washes and stuff like that. But like I said, it's a concept, so I'm very happy to have that. The sculpt of it, though, is accurate to the film, in my opinion. The hair work is phenomenal. Overall, just a really, really good piece and very accurate build. Stands very well without a stand or anything. Like, it doesn't have a cross grabber, I should say, but stands really well. Dave did a great job on this, and the head sculpt is phenomenal by One's. Very happy to have this. Look at that one more time. I love the 2018 Halloween. It's not one of my favorite ones, but I do enjoy it a lot better than some other sequels. Wasn't the biggest fan of kills. I actually really liked Ends. I know a lot of people hated that film, but I enjoyed that one. But yeah, I like the new films. They're good. Good sequels. It was good to see Myers back on the big screen. So yeah, 2018 is probably my favorite version of those three films. So yeah, got a rotted pumpkin over here. The diorama is by Zaz Says. I think it's an amazing touch. You can turn the light on in the back. It's got a curtain back there with a broken window. You can actually make the light flicker if you want. You don't have to have a solid light. You can make it flicker if you so choose. But I just put it on the solid light, because I think the last time I did a flickering light, and I wanted to do something different for this video. Wood wall back there. This diorama was heavy as hell. It was a pain in the ass to get it inside this case, to be honest. As you can tell, I had to remove some lights and stuff just to get it in here. Yeah. Real wood railing, which is removable. Got some flyers, some band Halloween flyers by Paul Manzi over Distress Labs. Some bloody caution tape from the police. Yeah. And over here we have another head sculpt by One's Customs. This is a concept head sculpt. I believe there's only two. Oh no, there's three. I believe there's only three of these in existence. It is a more aged version of the mask, where it's all cracked and there's no hair on it. Like it's so old that the hair fell off and everything. So it's a concept, and I think I'm very happy to have it. Now, knowing there's only three out there, I'm very happy to have this, because it's a very rare sculpt, and I had to display it. So I had a Tots H40 figure. So what I did was I switched out the hands for a Creep Customs hands, and I switched out the knife for a Creep Customs knife, and I basically took the Tots body and coveralls, and I weathered them myself. So I weathered them and made them more accurate. So I'm not really accurate. I just gave more weather look for my concept version, because of the concept head sculpt. I want to do something a little different and make them a little more grimier and stuff like that. So, excuse me. So if you look at that, they're all dirty and stuff. I weathered those myself, and the coveralls were good by Tots. I think they did a good job. Excuse me. But yeah, really well done. So there's two interpretations of an aged version of Myers right there. I think they're both really good. Paul Manzi did this pumpkin. It is a smashed, rotted pumpkin. He's got sculpted seeds and guts inside of it. Great detail on that. Creep Customs did a great job on the hand. You got the blown off fingers right here. Really well done. Overall, this is a nice little pairing and a nice little good setup to have them both together, because you have two concept heads for an aged version of the mask. And yeah, overall, love this setup. That is my 2018 Myers, and my concept aged Myers on the right. Yeah, that's that. Moving on down. So down here we have my, I've gone over this before, but this is my Thomas Hewitt figure, aka Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning. This is a concept version of the character. Diorama by Paul Manzio for Distress Labs. Look over here, we got a little table, an arm coming out of resin, sculpted resin, blood, some real glass jars in 1/6 scale form. Excuse me. Sorry, I just got over being sick, so keep having to clear my throat. I apologize. Got a 1/6 scale skull, real wood table, metal chain. Got a sledgehammer over here, custom made real metal head with wood handle by Chris East. Some blood jars over here. Paul did an amazing job on this dio. I mean, he even paid attention. Look at the jars. Yeah, the bottles of blood. He even labeled them AB positive and O negative. I mean, come on. That's details you just can't beat. Got a cut off hand over here. Another hand hanging from here. Sculpted heart. A meat cleaver also by Chris East. A little tray over here with some cut off hands and some sculpted resin blood in it. Paul did an amazing job on this. I got a little poster over there with all the versions of Leatherface on it. I mean, look at this. They got the archway with the hooks, real metal hooks, and a little metal chain over there. I mean, Paul even added a torso to hang, a chopped up torso to hang from the hook. That's amazing detail. I mean, look at that. The weathering on the archway. Amazing, amazing detail. I mean, Paul did an outstanding job on this. This dio is my favorite diorama I have from Paul. No question about it. I asked him to go extremely bloody on this because this is by far, in my opinion, the goriest film in the whole franchise of Texas Chainsaw, and I wanted this dio to represent that, so I think he did a great job. Cut off foot over here, some bones. Look at the floor, all grimy and nasty, some sculpted guts and intestines. I mean, this is just insane. I love the diorama for this. Paul did a killer job. The head sculpt on this figure is by Joel Robinson. I think he did an amazing, amazing job on this. The muzzle part is very well done. It's got real leather stitching on the muzzle mask. The hair work is phenomenal. If you look a little closer, you can see the bumps on his face. That's supposed to be the flesh-eating disease that he has. I mean, Joel did an amazing, amazing job on this. And you go down here, the chainsaw, all custom. Now, the body for this is done by Daniel Terzo. The body for this is by Daniel Terzo. And I think Daniel did an amazing job on this. This is a concept version of the character from the film. Once again, another concept. Yes, I have a lot of concepts. The reason this is a concept is you got the accurate apron, but he added some real metal chains going across the chest and the waist. And he gored the hell out of this thing. He took the clothing, put it on a new body. The body that was on it before was good, but it was real thin and didn't look the accurate build at all. So he put a new body in here. He put a fat suit on it. He sculpted a gut onto it too. He even sculpted a gut, added a fat suit, made it look accurate build, and he added leather gauntlets. So the concept part is kind of like the leather gauntlets they had from the 2003 film are on this one. So we got some leather gauntlets there, real leather straps. Got a bandage up hand over here. Just an amazing, amazing piece. Very bulky. Down here you got a boot with all bandaged up and bloody, like he got stabbed in the foot by a victim trying to get away or something. The boot over here is all weathered and grimy to hell. As I said, the chainsaw is gored up like none other. It is just gross and nasty. Daniel did a great job on this body. I think he absolutely killed it. And the head sculpt by Joel Robinson is insane as well. And this thing is just amazing. Look at this one more time. One more look at everything. The wood table, all done by Paul. This whole dio, I mean, like I said, this is my favorite dio that Paul has done. No question. Absolutely insane. Look at the torso back there. Just nasty. Metal hooks all rusted. Just an amazing, amazing piece. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning, I'm going to honestly say, my favorite Texas Chainsaw film in the franchise. I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning. I watch that so often, it's ridiculous. I never get tired of it. I absolutely love that. That's my favorite one in the franchise, honestly. So this figure was a must-have. And I've gone over this before, so I'm not going to go over it in too much more detail. But yeah, that is my concept Thomas Hewitt Leatherface figure from Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning. Body by Daniel Terzo and weathering by Daniel Terzo. Same with the chainsaw and head sculpt by Joel Robinson. And diorama by Paul Manzi. Moving on down. Okay, so down here we have, obviously this is an H4 Loomis. Doesn't really go with the Myers, but I wanted to display this Loomis still, and I couldn't find another spot for him. So we have the H4 Loomis over here. Burns on the face, very accurate. This is a very much older figure, and I'm very happy to have it. That silver gun over here, accurate to the Part 4 film. Overall, good figure. There are some new versions of the Loomis coming out, like from other artists, such as I think Legio 7 did a head sculpt, and David Tucker did the clothing. Those ones are much better, but I'm still happy to own this one, even though it's an older piece. I still think it holds up. Back there, we got a lit up pumpkin, 78 film. Calendar back there marking Halloween. Got a photo back there of Lori and her friends, all crooked. Broken window on the door as if Myers just busted through. This diorama is by Paul Manzi over at Distress Labs, and I think he did a killer job on this. And the blood over here has some blood over here on the ground, which I can move those wherever they want. They're kind of like rubber sheets of it, so I can lift them up and put them wherever I want. Broken glass. He even did a real wood table with a little outlet on the wall. I mean, come on, Paul. That's just amazing detail right there. You even had the outlet on the wall. Come on. And yeah, overall, they got the tile floor as if it's in the kitchen or something. Yeah. And over here we have a bust by One's Customs. The head sculpt, obviously not One's Custom. The head sculpt is by Ceecreations Studios. But I put the head sculpt on it because I wanted to display the head sculpt. It's not a terrible head sculpt. I did like it. But I wanted a place to display it, so I put it on top of the One's Customs bust. Adds a nice little touch. And you're probably wondering where the head sculpt from the One's Customs bust is. Well, that's over here on top of the Tots body. I have a Tots 78 Myers body, which I swapped out the hands for some more accurate ones, the veins and stuff, better paint job on them, I thought. And a real metal knife here, a little more accurate to the film than the one that came with it. But yeah, the rest of the figure is done by Ceecreations Studios, and I think they did a killer job on the coveralls on this. Very accurate to the film, in my opinion. I'm very happy with them. And the head sculpt, the cherry on top, we have the One's Customs head sculpt for the 78. This head sculpt, in my opinion, is the best 78 head sculpt I have seen Ones do. This thing is insane. It is beautiful. This just screams 78 Myers to me. Look at that. It is just amazing. The hair work, phenomenal. I mean, look at that. If you want a good 78 sculpt, Ones does the best ones. And in my opinion, this is the best one I've seen him do. This is a 2022, excuse me, move the camera there. This is a 2022 version, and I absolutely love this thing. It is amazing. Look at that. I mean, you have the Tots body with great coveralls and everything, but it needed a new head sculpt, and I think swapping it with the one on the bust was the way to go. I mean, look at that. It just so screen accurate. I mean, this is, I mean, I know you can get custom coveralls that are really good and stuff, but I'm very happy with this one. And, yeah, I'm happy with it. I don't think I'm going to go on to a custom body or anything. I'm happy with this one. All I had to do was swap out the hands, get a new knife, and, yeah. Look at that one more time. Just an amazing head sculpt by Ones. The weathering, the paintwork, the hair work, outstanding. Look at that. The bust on there holding the Tots head sculpt. Overall, this is just an amazing setup. Got the Part 4 Loomis. I know it's not accurate to have the Part 4 Loomis with the 78, but I don't have another Loomis figure, so I just needed a place to put it, so I think it fits here. Yeah. Dioramas by Paul Manzi over at Distress Labs, and I absolutely love this setup. And I gotta have a 78 Myers in my collection. I mean, you can't have a horror collection without a 78 Myers in 1/6 scale form. If you collect 1/6 scale figures, you gotta have a 78 Myers. There's just no question about it. Look at that. All right, so that is my 78 Myers figure with head sculpt by One's Customs, bust by Once Customs, and Todd's head on it, and diorama by Paul Manzi. Moving on down. And the final figure of the video. So down here, we have my Creeper figure from Jeepers Creepers. This is a kind of a very different version of the head sculpt. Most people have the normal version, but I had to do this. Love the Jeepers Creepers films. Not a fan of the director, but I like the movies for what they are, and yeah, they love the character. The weathering on this is phenomenal. The figure body and everything is done by Dr. Satan over on Instagram. He did the base down here, which I added a 1/6 bloody arm I had laying around. Great mud base to that. He also did a great job on the weathering of the clothing, the boots down here. Amazing detail. I haven't seen a creeper this good in a long time in 1/6 form. Creep Customs used to do some pretty good ones, but this one is the best one I've seen. Look at the weathering on the jacket, the build, the weathering on the shirt, the yellow stains. He even did the hands, the sculpted hands with the, look at that, nails coming out. Just amazingly accurate. The weathering on the wrists, the jacket is just outstanding. Look at that. I got him posing like he's kind of got his arms out like he's screaming, because as you can tell, we have the Sparkman Customs Creeper head sculpt with the fangs and everything spread out. Look at that. The detail on this, I mean, like I said, I've seen some good Creeper figures, but this head sculpt is just phenomenal. You got the spikes coming out of the side. Look at it's like the pinks, the reds, the greens. I mean, this thing is just, it looks straight out of the film when his face opened up. I mean, this is just insane. Amazing detail. I mean, Sparkman Customs did an amazing job on this. Absolutely amazing. It's just insane. I mean, look at that. Just blown away by this sculpt. I mean, Jeepers Creepers, the first one's the best. Second one was good. I enjoyed the third one for what it was. I will not see the fourth one, though, because I heard the fourth one was a big letdown, and I'm not going to go into seeing it. Plus, Jonathan Bruck is the only guy to play the Creeper that I will accept, because he played him 3 times and did such a good job. I don't want to see someone else take over, and I heard the guy that took over in the new one is not very good, so yeah. Look at that. All right, so look at the weathering one more time from the side. I think Dr. Satan did an amazing job on this clothing and the body. Amazing work on that. Absolutely insane. And yeah, over here we have the this head sculpt, man. This is the best Creeper head sculpt I've seen. It is just amazing. It looks even better in person, to be honest. I mean, this camera's not really doing it justice. It's doing some justice to it, but I mean, you just can't beat it. Absolutely insane. Look at how just nasty and gory that is. The rotted teeth. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. That is my 1/6 scale Creeper figure. And this is very unique because I've never seen a head sculpt like this, at least to this detail. So, yeah. All right, guys. All right, so that was my the ending to my collection update for 2023. Lots of new pieces, and I'm very happy I was finally able to share them with everyone and get this video done finally. So, yeah, that's my collection update. Thank you for watching, and have a great night.